What's up, guys? Tugi here, back again with my Quebec City Nordiques franchise mode here on NHL 17. And in this episode, we prep for Season 8 and yet another title defense. But, man, it's not going to be easy to keep this core of players together. It was obviously brought up in the last episode whether or not to blow up the team and make drastic changes. We might have to make those drastic changes anyway. But first things first, I just wanted to show you guys here. I haven't checked this in a few seasons. Team rankings and sales, we're up to 9th in all-time revenue. We are the most popular team in the league. I imagine making it to the Final Four 4 years in a row and to 3 straight Stanley Cup finals could do that for a team. But all that aside, let's move on to the re-sign phase. And again, it is a very tough situation with some very big names that need to be re-signed. Of course, we'll have to cut quite a bit of, not necessarily dead weight, but players we don't plan on keeping, and that starts off with Adin Hill and Kulmala. Actually, should we keep Kulmala? He's 26. He's not worth keeping just off potential alone. Obviously, the main NHL team goaltending is just absolutely taken care of with Korpisalo and Edmonds. Defensively, Girardi needs a deal. Jarrett, Keaton Middleton will actually keep. 25 years old, you never know, he might turn into something. Lowry stays, we'll cut Paliota. We will cut Kyle Wood. And I think that's it for the defense. It'll be interesting to see how much some of these players are looking for. Laine, Puljujärvi, JC Donovan. We can cut Glendening. Matthews needs a deal. That's it for right wings. Left wings, we are good to go. And then centers, Lutzer, Stenlund. We can release Noel. We can release Luke Phillip. And Bergeron as well. I am sorry, Patrice. I hate to have to cut you. But he is gone as well. So we have plenty of roster spots. Man, just who do we go for first? Okay, Lutzer. Lutzer wants $6 million. We could get him for as low as 5.8 for 2 years. What is Kevin Stenlund? Stenlund's looking for under $1 million, and he'll take a two-way deal. So we can get Kevin Stenlund for under $1 million on a two-way deal if we sign him for 1 year. Left wings, Vitaly Abramov only wants $1 million. Not bad. Evan Tambellini will take a Stenlund deal. I imagine Peters will also take that deal. Yes, he will. Okay, so that saves us some money. But now we get to some of the bigger names, too. Patrick Laine wants $6 million. It looks like 6.7 for 6 years is the lowest we can get him for. Puljujärvi, oh my God, the minimum Puljujärvi will take is 7.2. He wants even more than Laine. Donovan and Matthews will be able to afford. What's Jerry Girardi looking for? $2 million? We could get him for 1.8. And then Ralph Jarrett, surprisingly, is asking for under $3 million. Or under $4 million, excuse me. He is asking for $3 million. We might be able to pull this off. I thought this was going to be much worse. We might be able to pull this off. Now, I'm going to go after UFAs first, just because that makes sense. And, of course, any RFAs we can tender. So, Stenlund, I might as well, right? Might as well take him on a two-way deal for 1 year. Might as well. I mean, I'd like to give him a good legacy contract, but we need to save money here. So we'll look to bring him in. Lamoureux, we will sign towards the preseason. But let's see here. They're all RFAs. I think Stenlund was the only UFA. He was. Son of a bitch. Okay. Well, that forces my hand. So we need to determine who the most important player is. And to me, that is Patrick Laine. Even over Lutzer, that is Patrick Laine. So 6 years at 6.7. We'll try to drop that to 6.5. After that, I would probably prefer to bring back Isaac Lutzer, and we could try to sign him to 5.55 for 2 years. We'll see if he takes that. Next up in terms of importance, it's got to be Puljujärvi. 3.2 was the lowest, so we'll try to get him for 7 for 3 years. Then we'll move defensively to Ralph Jarrett, who actually is listed as an 82, which is pretty disappointing. I'm not sure what that's about. It'd be nice if he would rebound there. But 3 years, we'll try for 3.35. And let's move forward a day. We'll move forward a day and see where we stand as far as salary cap goes, mainly. But let's see here. Lutzer is back. Jarrett is back. Stenlund is back. Puljujärvi's back. And Patrick Laine is back. So that's good. The big names are here. I mean, Stenlund's not the biggest names. We have $3.5 million. That's what I was worried about right there. Only $3.5 million left. How the hell are we going to pull this off? How the hell? Okay, so Lamoureux, we should be able to sign to his entry-level deal and have it not matter. I said I was going to wait. I'm just going to sign him now because why not? Vitaly Abramov, the lowest he is willing to take. We will see if we can get him straight up for $1 million 1 year. Evan Tambellini, we'll look to get him on that two-way deal. Ryan Peters, we will look to absolutely get another 3 years on a two-way deal for him, essentially another entry-level contract. J.C. Donovan, I think we're going to pull this off. I think we are going to pull this off. J.C. Donovan doesn't want a two-way deal, though. So that's pretty disappointing. That is pretty disappointing. I could sign him to whatever I wanted. I guess I'll sign him to a 3-year deal. A 9.75. It's a shame he doesn't want a two-way deal. And then Matthews will take a two-way deal. So we should be okay, with the exception of Jerry Girardi. Jerry Girardi might be the odd man out here. This might end up going poorly for us. And I want to hurry up and get through this part because I don't know what to expect free agent-wise. But let's see here. Who will accept? Peters, Tambellini, Lamoureux, Donovan, Matthews, and Abramov are back. I didn't expect anybody to decline. Cap situation's still good. I imagine it technically puts Abramov in the AHL. So we have Girardi, Lowry, and Middleton. We might actually get out of this situation. We'll look to just get Girardi for 1 more year. I'll give him exactly what he wants, since he'll be taking a little bit of a cut there as compared to what he thought he was getting. Lowry, we can get on another entry-level-esque deal. And Keaton Middleton won't take a two-way deal, which is kind of a shame. So we'll offer him a 1-year deal, and that should be that. Those are the final 3. So if we can get them signed, we're in a good spot. And actually, now that I mention it, free agency, the only thing we can really look to do is just actually bring in prospects. We're not going to be able to bring in any big names. Lowry, Girardi, and Middleton hasn't re-signed, citing cap space. And yeah, we might not be able to bring back Keaton Middleton, which would suck because I do want to keep him. But him not signing a two-way deal is the problem here. I doubt he accepts that. You know, I'm just gonna qualify him. I'm gonna send him a qualifying offer, a tender there. And yeah, fuck him. He's not going anywhere. I want him in Cleveland. He'll be a solid player down there for us. So we can move forward to the start of free agency. And I should have traded Moses at the draft, and we would have been able to sign Middleton. I'm probably going to have to trade Moses right now. But let's take a look at the free agent pool. The big name is Alex Pietrangelo. A couple of other very decent players there. Goaltending, what's the situation as far as big name guys go? Mason McDonald, not too many good goaltenders. Not too many good goaltenders at all. As far as prospects go, Langlois is still there. And then you have this guy right here, Kolsnik, who's only 22. Vladimir Kolsnik is somebody we might look at. As far as forwards go, or just skaters in general, What do we have for prospects? Marner's not really a prospect. Right here, Fane is 22. Murray Fane, a 4th-round pick of the Flyers in 2021, is somebody we could look at. Low top 4. Is that is Ivan Voynov, indeed, one of our old picks, still only a 74, so I'm glad we got rid of him. He's an RFA, though. And you have 21-year-old Tim Eaves. So there are some decent players, but I need to figure out the salary cap situation. I would have liked to have kept him, but I want Middleton in Cleveland just a little bit more. So we send Moses and our 7th-round pick next season to the Coyotes for a 4th-round pick this year. And I will actually show you guys, we again are in a somewhat dire situation with our picks this year. We have our 1st, 2nd, 2 thirds, now Arizona's 4th. And that's it. We have 5 picks in the upcoming draft. So any picks we can get will be helpful. So guys, I was tempted to go for a goaltender, but in my mind, we don't really need that goalie prospect down in Cleveland. We just need a goalie that can get them wins. What we do need in Cleveland is a bit more offensive firepower, which is why we are going after Patrick Larmour and Donald McIntosh. We have competition from both. Other teams are going after both of them, but we'll hope to retain them. And of course, we have sent our offer to Keaton Middleton. But with both of these guys being medium top 9, those would be the only 2 signings that we are allowed to make. So we will see if we can get those guys to make Cleveland a little bit better. The good news is as well, and I'll check this really quick, we were just able to upgrade our club seats, and I want to see if we can afford to do it again, because I want to get everything to 5 stars. It's at 3 stars, and we are just short. Are you kidding me? Do we have anything else in the budget? I should totally do this off screen, but whatever. We're already here. Let's see. I need to get to, and I know there's a quicker way to get there, but I do not care. At the moment, it's miscellaneous. It is operations budget. We did get the money for hitting the playoff goals. We are already at the max. Well, shit. All right. Well, at the very least, we know we can't get club seats up any further than that, which is pretty disappointing, but also means I can afford to repair everything. But we will do that after we figure out just who we will be signing, if anybody. McIntosh is signed, Larmour has signed, and Middleton is signed. Perfect. We're in a good spot. Let's move forward to the start of the preseason. I'm sure we're going to have to make some more changes, but let's see what happens. After selling 97% of our season tickets, it is time to see what this team will look like. And you may have noticed no trades, no extra signings. We're good to go. The core is still here. 97 offense, 95 defense, 91 goaltending. And in Cleveland, 82, 82, and 81 without any signings. I'm excited to show off this team. Now, of course, the top 6 remains the same. Tkachuk, Patrick Laine, Gerby, Lutzer, and Puljujarvi. Then the bottom 6 is pretty much the same, except J.C. Donovan has earned his way into the lineup. We are going to have him start off on the 4th. Best lines puts him on the 3rd. And really, aside from Alvin Dahlman, the rest of the bottom 6, it's all kind of a toss-up and will change depending on how players are doing. Defensively, it's all the same. No progression from Jaspers, which is a little bit disappointing. Ralph Jarrett's down to an 83, and once again a top 6 defenseman. So we are paying him quite a bit, but I do think he's earned it, and obviously he's turned into a bit of an unsung hero, kind of one of the main names from this series, and obviously one of the few guys that we actually drafted that is still here. He is from that very first draft, so it is pretty cool that he is still here. The goaltending, of course, is Korpisalo and Edmonds. But getting to Cleveland, and this is where it gets interesting. Top line is Ryan Peters, who is still 20. He's 22, still medium top 6 potential, so he's close. Then you have Michel Lamoureux, who is, again, as we expected, pretty damn good. Normally when you draft overagers in the draft, players 20 and up, or just 20, not necessarily 20 and up, but overagers in the draft, they end up having good overalls. No different here. Michel Lamoureux, an 82 at medium top 6, 20 years old. So you could argue, and actually I want to know before we start the sim, Do we call up Lamoureux in favor of J.C. Donovan because J.C. Donovan is 3 years older and has a worse potential? Let me know what you think. Donovan's listed as a depth forward. I believe Lamoureux is the same. They are both depth forwards. So let me know. Who gets the start? Is it J.C. Donovan or is it Lamoureux? And really, we could go with Peters and Tambellini if we wanted to. I mean, Stenlund, Abramov, Passy Hall, Velarde. If they're struggling, we can kick them out for draft picks, and we have players down in Cleveland who are good to go. But really, it's kind of the Chicago method in a way. Like we have that solid top six. Our defense is good. It's just who fills in on that bottom six. Stenlund is our Tyler Mott. Donovan's our Vinny Hinostroza. That's just the way it is. Looking at the rest of the team, though, Donald McIntosh, who we just signed as a free agent, as a 78 overall at 22 years old. Pretty solid. Of course, Evan Tambellini is still here. Kallio is still here. Haven't really had any progression from him since we've signed him, though. We have Patrick Larmour, the recent free agent signing. Jesus Dunham is still there with Justin Fair and Zach Matthews. And then Daniel T-Ball, Brock Keeler, and Miroslav Chara, who we just drafted in the first round, 23rd overall. And we do have some pretty big guys, like some good prospects that are currently scratched. Jeff Bomick is someone who isn't in the lineup right now, medium top 9 at 20. That might change. I'll have to take a look. We could argue to put him in over Chara. We also have Tiny Walton, currently scratched, only a 72. Again, that might change. And we have actually 2 guys still, so 4 guys scratched, which is normally not what I prefer. But Daniel Krog and Hannon, who we just drafted as well, Joey Hannon. So right now, Cleveland's looking as good as it ever has because some of these prospects are finally starting to come along. Defensively, no doubt looking the best I think it's ever looked as far as prospects. We have Craig Lowry with Keaton Middleton. Ruslan Zykov is up to a 78 at just 20 years old, so there's a very good chance he'll make the NHL. Same thing for Lowry, even. He's only 21. Then you have Vaclav Smolanak, 21 as well, at a 78. Is amazing. Kat Ritu, the number 1 overall pick from the 2022 draft, is in Cleveland. He is a 76. With Trent Niedermeyer, 20 years old, who is also a 76. 2 scratched players. We have Sven Gortz, who is there, a 75, and Ulf Talkvist, also a 75. So it's unfortunate that we do have to scratch some pretty solid prospects, but that's what happens. The goalies, we signed 2 guys, Anders Nielsen and Ville Husso, and we will hope that they can do all right for us. So overall, things are looking very good for this team. It's just whether or not we want to trade certain prospects out to regain some picks so that other prospects can inevitably play. But I think we have 1 or 2 guys in the system that we just haven't signed at this point. So this team is absolutely good to go, and this team will absolutely contend. As far as unsigned players, we have McGrattan as the only center, or as the only forward, and you have Bobkoff and Ripon. So even someone like Ripon, we could trade people away to get him into the lineup, but just I don't know how worth it is, especially on the defensive side, where we have some very solid prospects. But guys, that is it for this one. I don't want it to go on too much longer. If anything, we've improved. The main team has held together, and the Monsters have progressed and become a better team without us having even to sign anybody. So things are looking very good for this franchise moving forward into Season 8. And whether or not we can retain our championship has yet to be seen. But with this sim engine, you never know. If we were to miss the playoffs this year, I wouldn't be surprised necessarily. You never know what kind of curveball the sim engine will throw at you. But guys, that is it for this one. As always, if you did enjoy, make sure to support the channel and the video by any way you deem necessary. And I will see you guys in the next one where we begin Season 8. The final stretch is right around the corner for this series. But I do still look forward to seeing what happens next, and I hope you do too. I'll catch you guys next time.